Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Okay, that was not enough. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
There we go. It's so meaningful to have you all here. Those of you who are in our holy space in this tent, as well as those who are watching from home via ZooTube or ZooTube. Listen to me. Wow, via YouTube or Zoom, but I think I may have just coined a new phrase. I'm Rabbi Zach Shapiro, and here with Cantor Lonnie Freilich, and we welcome you to this space of peace, this space of unity, this space of shalom. We're really glad that you're here. This isn't just any Shabbat morning. Jaden, you are becoming a Vat Mitzvah. And we're really excited to celebrate with you and to all the people who love you so very much. You have a holy, holy presence about you, and your being here is like a magnet that brings us together from different spaces, physically in different spaces, emotionally in different spaces. We're here because we're celebrating Shabbat and we're celebrating you, and you're going to ascend in a way that no one else can. Cantor, do you want to share about the music this morning?
I would love to. So Jaden is going to be leading us through most of our service this morning. And there's opportunities for all of us to sing along and participate. For those at home, if you don't have books in front of you, we still would love for you to participate, to either sway to the music or sing la 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 if you don't know the words. But the more we can engage in the service, the more we're showing our love for Jaden.
We're going to ask that you please take a moment to make sure that your devices are in the silent mode and that you keep the devices away. You don't need them to take photos because there's a designated photographer who's going to capture the moment for all of us. And for those who are here specifically on Zoom, there will be a moment, a couple moments perhaps during the service where we're going to ask for your interactivity because we want to make sure that your hearts and souls and voices are also brought to this service. We're going to begin with the singing of Hine, Matov. That means how wonderful it is that we're unified here together, right here and right now. For those with books, it's on page 70. Hine Matov u'manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad, Hine Matov u'manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad, Hine Matov,
Shevet Achim Gam
Yachad, Hine Matov u'manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad, Hine Matov u'manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad, Hine Matov u'manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad, Hine Matov u'manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad, Hine Matov u'manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad, Hine Matov u'manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad, Hine Matov u'manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. We continue now with the presentation of the Talit. What an honor it is to invite forward Grandma Barbara, along, of course, with Jaden. We're on page 72, and we asked for Grandma Barbara and Jaden to come forward. Barbara, I believe you're going to say a little something just prior to the presentation.
Jaden, you need your book. Okay.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
I'm going to try
shalom.
my very best not to cry because
Okay.
that's what I usually do.
You need a microphone.
Yes. It's such an honor to be able to do this. My first remembrance of a talit was sitting with my Orthodox grandfather in a shul in Brooklyn. And I loved to go with him on Saturday morning and play with the fringes. Craig is wearing a talit that his father and I picked up for him when we were in Israel. And now it's my honor to give this to you and that we can stand together in a shul, in a synagogue. And my granddaughter has the opportunity to make her a mitzvah and be a bat mitzvah. And there's no greater honor to carry on tradition from generation to generation. Mazel tov.
So don't put her on just yet. Stand right behind her.
This is the wrong way. This.
No, it's perfect. You're perfect right there.
As I wrap myself in the talit, I fulfill the
Slow down.
mitzvah of my Creator. What? Bless Adonai, O my soul. Adonai, my God, how great you are. You are robed in glory and majesty, wrapping yourself in light as in a garment, spreading forth the heavens like a curtain. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lihidatef batzitzit.
Amen.
Amen. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to wrap ourselves in the fringes. Thank you.
I need the hug.
Yeah. Love you.
Jaden, you stay here.
Oh, right.
Thank you so much, Barbara. Jaden, for the very first time, officially as a Jewish adult, even though this was supposed to happen officially like a year ago, you put on your own talit, such a beautiful talit given from Grandma. And because you fulfilled this mitzvah for the first time, we offer shehechianu, a blessing of thanksgiving, that we do whenever we whenever we come to something for the first time. And this is on page 344. And we're thanking God for giving us life and sustaining us and enabling us to be in this moment right now. Again, 344.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
There are so many miracles in the world, so many miracles. Sometimes it is important for us to just take a moment and stop so we can capture them. Our prayer book enables us to harness some of them through ritual prayer. And Jaden will be leading us in some of those miracles on page 84. And she'll be singing them in Hebrew, but when she gets to the end of each one, we can respond by singing Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani b'tselem Elohim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani bat horim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani Yisrael.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Oter Yisrael b'gvura.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Oter Yisrael b'tifara.
Amen.
Baruch.
That's it. You can add another one in if you want. No, it's okay. Continuing now on page 106 with the Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ba'alma divra hirte v'yamit mahute.
V'chayehon uvyomehon uvayedeho Beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, uvizman karim. Yimeru, amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevarach. Le'alam u'amei omaya. Yitvarach.
V'yishtabar v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnas zayin v'yitadar v'yitalel v'yitalal Shemei dekudesha
Rihu.
le'ein lal minkol birhata b'shir hata
Tushbechata v'ne'emata damiram v'yama.
V'imru amen.
Amen. We continue now with our formal call to worship, the Baruch Hu. We're on page 108. We ask all who are able to please rise.
Baruch Hu et Adonai hamevora.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed. Continuing now with the watchword of our faith, the Shema Yisrael, on pages 114 and 115.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem, Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated, everyone. In a moment, Jaden will be continuing with the V'ahavta. This is a prayer about different ways that we can manifest God's love in everything that we do.
Sorry.
What we'd like you to do from home, if you're on Zoom, is to get your hands and your hearts ready. Because as Jaden chants this prayer about love, we would like you from home to write in the chat box something that you love about Jaden. Something you love about Jaden, something that makes her unique and extraordinary. Be careful about what you write because we're going to share it. So once she's finished with the V'ahavta, Cantor and I will share your liturgy, your prayers, your thoughts with the community.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, Be'chol levavcha, uve'chol nafshecha, uve'chol me'odecha, ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher anohi mitzabeha hayom al levavecha, ve'shinantam levaneha, ve'dibarta bam, ve'shivtecha beveitecha, uvleftevha v'derech, Uslokbeha ufkumeha, ukshartam leot al yadeha, veheyuletotam fot beineneha, uftavtam al mezuzot beiteha, uvishareha. Leman tiskeru, ve'asitem et kol mitzvotai, vitem kedoshim leloehem. Ani Adonai Elohehem, asher hotzeti etem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lahi. Elohim, Ani Adonai Elohehem.
Emet. So as you're writing in these thoughts, Cantor and I, Cantor, are you ready to share as well?
I'm ready.
All right. So from Rose, I want to make sure I get this right, Rose Parech, she talks about your courage, something that she loves about you.
And Mara Parak says, I love that she is so confident in herself and knows who she is.
Wow. So, by the way, there are some others that are coming in, and I think people are taking a little bit of time to write, so we are going to share one other, at least for now, and then do a couple more later on in the service. This is from Kimberly. We love that Jaden is inquisitive, athletic, and a wonderful big sister. Hold on, where do we go? Plus, she has grown up into a beautiful soul and bright young woman.
Elise and Marty Teitelbaum says, I love that she is proud of her Jewish heritage.
Jody Tzvat, she has such a vivacious personality.
Jackie Hilly says, Jaden, we love your lovely sense of humor and the way you listen to others. Love, Jackie and Dean.
Beautiful. And as others come in, we will share them a little bit later on in the service. This is all about the love that you bring to the world, Jaden. So extraordinary in every way. You're going to continue with our historic song of freedom, the Micha Mocha. We're on page 122.
Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefela.
Beautiful. Continuing now with the Amidah, we're on page 124. We ask all who are able once again to please rise.
Adonai sefatev ufi agif tefilateha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rahel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagebor v'Yanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, V'gonei Hakol, V'zoher Hased Avod V'imod, Umevi Gula Livnevnehem, L'man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Umoshiach Umagin, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mehaye Hakol Atah Ra Lehoshia, Mehayel Hayim Behesed, Mehaye Yaakov Ben Rahamim Ramim, Somet Noflim Relfech Holim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunaton, Bishenei Afar, Mikamo Haba Givurot, Umidomela, Melev Memi Tumehaye, Umatmiyav Nishua, V'ne'eman Atah Lehayot Hakol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mehaye Hakol. Kadesh et Shemcha ba'olam, Ken Shem Makdishim Tov Yishmei Marom, HaKatuv Haya Nevi'echa, Lekara Ze'el Ze've'amar, Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzebaot, Melech Kol haaretz, Kevodo. קדושתך נקדיש, בשבחך אלוהינו, מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please be seated, everyone. As we are about to enter our private prayers, a couple of more words that came through for Jaden, which I think can speak to how we can enter our own private moments. Arlene Ziegler said, "Your beautiful smile and love for your family, your enthusiasm in all you do." She adds, of course, that's from Grandma Barbara's stories.
And Tara Fitzkoff says, we love her ability to express herself in her art and admire her confidence in being her true, authentic self.
So many of these messages are about how you, Jaden, are true to your soul and you found your authentic self. That's not easy to do at any age, but you can be a lesson for the rest of us and for all humanity. And that's why it's important that now we take a moment to close our eyes and to try to find that authentic voice inside of us. And hopefully that voice can lead us to a place of peace and unity. We pray silently. The Baal Shem Tov used to go out into the forest because he couldn't find his space of prayer within the walls of a sanctuary. And the story goes that when he was in the forest, he would listen to the bird tweeting, and he would listen to the wind rustling in the leaves, and even to the frogs croaking. And once all of those sounds were in rhythm with his heart beating, he knew that he was praying to his full capacity. So it's about finding that harmony and that rhythm. To help us find that rhythm now as we come out of silent prayer, we're going to invite all of our Akiba youth to come forward to help us with some hand movements. Leave your prayer books there, but all of our Akiba folk, come forward. Gavin, you too? Jaden, yeah?
Here, guys. Can you just go
Everyone
like,
stand
all line
over
up
here?
right behind
There,
both of
perfect.
them, and then on that side, yeah. Line up. All right, remember the hand movement?
doing?
I get a book. Book.
Friends, we've come to sort of the pinnacle of our service, that Seder Kriyat Torah, the service for the reading of Torah. Jaden, take a deep breath. Take another one, yeah. What Jaden's about to do for us is take an ancient document, a document that's over 3,500 years old, and breathe into it new life, and new soul, and deep wisdom. And as she does this, she's going to show all of us that even in old words, we can find new meaning. And especially when we struggle with those old words, they can help inform perhaps a future that may not have been on our radar just yet. In order for this to happen, we've got to take the Torah from the Ark. And so it is an honor to call forward Gavin, Abrams, and Chris Burton to come forward to open the Ark. And that's right, come on up, Chris. We invite the congregation to please rise once again. We are on page 244.
Yes.
Gavin, over here. Chris. So Gavin will open up and Chris will close.
In kamocha v'Elohim Adonai v'in kimasecha malchutecha malchut kol olamim u'memshaltecha b'chol dor v'hador Adonai melech Adonai malach Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed Adonai oz le'amo yitain Adonai yivarech et amo b'shalom Av harachamim hitiv avitzoncha et Zion Tivnei chomot Yerushalayim Tivnei chomot Yerushalayim Ki v'cha levad batachnu Melech el ram v'nisa Adon olamim.
Thanks, dude.
You stay here.
Ki mitzion tetzei Torah. Ki mitzion tetzei Torah. Udevar Adonai miYerushalayim. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah. Le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato.
How you doing, Jaden?
I feel like I either could throw up or eat like 30 pounds of ice cream, so I don't know what that says, but it has to say something.
I think you throw up both times.
Fair.
That's a very honest answer. Take another deep breath. All right. We're going to invite the generations of your family forward, including Grandma Barbara and Grandma Terry, Courtney and Craig. Gavin, you're already here. As we hand down Torah, Ledor Vador, generation to generation. Jaden, today
Yeah, so
you stand as, so we're going to have, grandparents on this side. Today you stand as a descendant. Today you stand as a descendant, but you will someday be an ancestor. As you hand this chain to your son, your daughter, as they ascend to this magical space, the Dor Vador.
Ledor vador, ledor vador, nagi
netzach netzachim, Kedushatcha Nagdish.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Godly Adonai, Itin Romema Shemo Yata.
David Melech Yisrael, Hai Hai V'Kayam. 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 Please be seated, everyone, except for Jaden, and except for, no, that's it. Everyone else sit down.
The first one. If this is out time. Okay. Yeah. The Altar is before, right? Yeah.
There, thank you. Okay. Great.
I want to fall off. I just don't want to fall off.
Good. Hold on.
Thank you.
You got it. Okay, 1 second.
Thanks.
So friends, we are going to be calling forward a number of people for an honor, an aliyah, before and after each reading. Most people will be coming up to the podium over where the cantor was standing, where they'll offer the aliyah. But the first family that we're inviting forward are Nancy and Carl DeBrito, and they're here via Zoom. So let's see, Alex, if through the magic of Zoom you can bring them in.
I'm muted now.
Okay.
There they are.
Okay.
Hi. Hi. Hi, Nancy.
Hi, Jaden. It's awesome. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
So if I mess up, don't be upset. Do I say the prayer now?
Yes.
Yes.
Baraku et Adonai Hambarak.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarak le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bakapanu mikol ha'amin v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. Vayehi vayom hashmini kara Moshe le'Aharon v'vanav u'ziknei Yisrael. Right, sorry. Oh,
Blessing after, please.
Yes. This is muted.
No, you're good. You just unmute you.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yep.
we can hear you.
thank you, Aunt Nancy.
This one's a little harder for me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'ki lanata bo. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. Yesher koach. For our next aliyah, we invite forward Becca Tzavat, Ta'amod Rivka Naomi.
Yay, Becca.
Okay. All right.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamborach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen.
Vayomer Moshe Ela Vayomer Ela Haron Kach leha Hegel Ben Bakar Levav Tav Va'ayo le'olam Temimim Lifnei Adonai Thank you. Adonai.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Natan Lanu Torah Temet V'chayei Olam Nata B'tochinu Baruch Atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Love you. Wait,
For a third Aliyah, we
leave
invite
the paper.
forward Amy Abrams, Ta'amod Chana.
Baruch atah Adonai Hamarach. Baruch Adonai Hamarach Le'olam Va'ed. Sorry. Baruch atah et Adonai Hamarach. Baruch Adonai Hamarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Hamarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen. Ve'el b'nei Yisrael tedaber lemor kehu seir izim lifata'et vayegel vakrifet b'nei shana temimim le'olam. I think it's right.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Natan Lanu Torat Emet V'hayei Otam Nata B'Tukenu. Baruch atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen. For our fourth Aliyah, we invite forward Barbara Abrams, Ta'amod Brindel Esther.
Baruch atah Adonai Hamavarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamavarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher B'Kabana Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen.
B'shor ba'ayil lishlamim lisboa lifnei Adonai V'shritem amha v'shritem v'shahaman ki hayom Adonai mira alehem.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Natan Lanu Torat Emet V'chayei Olam Nata B'Tokenu. Baruch atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen.
Thank you. I love you. Love you so much.
For our fifth Aliyah, we invite forward Terry Edson, Ta'amod Teba.
Yay.
Beraku et Adonai Hambara.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen.
Vayiku et asher sivat Moshe el penei ohel moed vayikrevu kahaleam vayamdu lifnei Adonai.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Naten Lana Torah Emet V'Shenya Olam Nata B'Tio Kano. Baruch atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen. Yes, sir. For our sixth Aliyah, we invite forward Courtney
love you.
Edson
This is-
and Craig Abrams. And Gavin, why don't you come up with your family? Ya'amdu Zelda Bateba V'chaim Ben Brindel Eser V'tzvi.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam. Asher bar karbanu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Vayosef Moshe Ohel Moe Vaikravu Seir Asher Siva Adonai Sa'asu Vayarom Alehem Lisboa Adonai.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam. Asher natan lanu Torah emet. V'chayei olam nata b'tzochenu. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. So family, why don't you stay up here for a bit as we call Ta'amud, 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 Habachura Habat Mitzvah, Adar Bat Zelda V'chaim. We now invite Jaden Edson Abrams for her Aliyah.
Wait, really? Oh wow, I didn't realize I was doing this.
Slower.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorah.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam. Asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Vayomer Moshe El Aharon Kerav El HaMizbeach Lifnei Moshe Vayaseh Et Hatata Ve'olateha Ve'pur Ba'ahava Vayimevod Heam Va'aseha El Korba Hayam V'tepor Ba'adam Vayivsei Asher Siva Adonai. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher natan lanu Torah emet V'hayei olam nata b'tohenu. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Yasher Koach.
That's great. Amazing.
Wow. All right.
Oh, Rabbi, I did the
Step
thing you
aside
did.
For 1
They
second.
were telling us about. Oh, I'm still
Yeah.
on microphone.
Yeah, you remember all.
If everyone can please rise as we lift the Torah so you can see what Jaden so beautifully just chanted.
Thanks, Mom.
Well, stand that way just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my God.
There we go. Okay.
Sorry.
Vezota Torah Asher Sam Moshe Lifnei Bnei Yisrael Al Pi Adonai
V'yad Moshe. Yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai. Yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Please be seated, everyone. Lai lai lai. You guys.
It's right here. You guys never took it. I know. Thanks.
So Jaden just chanted from the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible. She's now going to continue with the section from the prophets, the Haftarah. It's taken from the book of 2 Samuel. She'll begin with the blessing beforehand and then continue with the text.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bahar b'dvim tovim, v'ratza v'divrehem, ha'emarim be'emet, Baruch atah Adonai, haboher b'Torah, u'Moshe abdo, u'Yisrael amo, u'v'nihim ha'emet v'tzedek. Vayosef o David et kol bahor be'Yisrael, Sheloshim aleph. Vayakom vayelech David v'Kanaham asher ito mitabe'ale vayoda le'aleot mishan et Aron ha'Elohim nikra asher Shem Adonai Sevaot Yoshev Hakruvim Elav Vayar Kivod Et Aron HaElohim Yegel Chadasha Veyasod Mitbet Avinadav Asher Haboher Be'osha Vayikyo B'nei Avinadav Nohagim Et Hatatadga Kadosh Hashimha Vayiksohod Mitbeit Avinadav Asher Bagiva Em Aron HaElohim Vayachyon HaElohim Lifnei HaAron Baruch.
Actually, Jaden, hold on one second. Jaden's about to offer the blessing after the Haftarah. What is going to happen now is I see some candy over here. That's going to be distributed to everyone in under the tent here. And when she's finished with the blessing after, out of joy, everyone is going to have the opportunity to gently, Kendra, how do they throw it? Underhand. To gently throw the candy onto the area and out of our joy. And once it's thrown, then those who are young at heart can come and collect it.
And I'm not going to hide behind the bima like Jenna.
Don't eat it during the service because it just gets all crinkly in here. Jaden, go for it. Blessing after.
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Sorkol ha'amim Sadik behol hadorot Ha'el hanahim ha'omer Ve'osef hadaber uvchaim Shehol devara emet v'tzedek Al haTorah le'avda Vayel hanahim v'yal yom haShabbat haseh Shenatan lanu Adonai Eloheinu L'kudasha v'dim nuksa le'fod uveret Ala koha Adonai Eloheinu Anaknu modim lach umarchiva Oshe yitvara shimha V'tifhol hai tamid le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Please don't hit me in the head! Hey, I told you I'd catch one! I'm still on microphone.
Come on, pick it up, everyone.
Gavin's grabbing them all.
Gavin, oh my gosh. I didn't duck behind the bima. I tried to catch it.
Eli, Zach, you guys can come up and grab them over here.
All right, seriously, guys.
Thank you, Zach.
Aha, feel my
Jaden,
wrath.
you can have a seat for a while.
Someone got it onto the Haftarah.
Oh, yeah.
There's so much spiritual energy in this space, but we know that we have not only an opportunity, but an obligation to take that energy beyond this space. The world is broken out there. The world is really broken. What we've witnessed in the Middle East and the brokenness that it's brought to our hearts and souls is so sad. And we care about the well-being of all humanity. We care about Israel. We care about those who love peace. And so we offer a prayer for peace and for healing. Yes, this is a prayer for the world, but it's also for us, for the emotional scars, for the fractures, as well as for the emotional and the physical healing that we all need. Perhaps there is someone that you know personally who can use a prayer for healing. On page 253 is our Misha Berach, our prayer for completeness. We'll sing this together, and when we get to the center of the prayer, as my eyes meet yours, if there are people you know who could use that extra healing, please share those names out loud. And for those who are at home, please share those names via Zoom.
Mekor habracha leimotenu, may the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mekor habracha lavotenu, bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. And let us say, Amen.
As we prepare now to place the Torah back in the ark, we invite Kay Nageo and Jenna Saltzman to please come forward to open the ark, and we invite the congregation to please rise once again. We're on page 256. Ki lekach tov natati lachem torati al ta'azovu. I have given you good instruction, do not abandon my Torah. It is a tree of life to them that'll pass through it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that'll pass through it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom. It's all of us. Shalom, shalom.
The tree of life.
Shalom, shalom.
Chaim hilemach Akiba v'tomecha meyushar. Chaim hilemach Akiba v'tomecha meyushar. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Oh, Jaden, not you. No, you don't get this.
People have told me to take this slowly. You'd think I talk fast. Hello, everybody, and thank you again for, I just went fast again. Hello, everybody, and thank you again for attending my Vat Mitzvah. It means so much to me that you were all able to make it, whether in real life or over Zoom. I've been tasked with thinking about being a Vat Mitzvah means to me, and I know that it means different things to everyone, but this is me. I don't think it means becoming any more of an adult than I already am. That comes with age and wisdom gained from age. I don't think it makes me any more important in Judaism. That comes from hard work, and as hard as I work to learn everything for today, it's not as hard as being a rabbi. This isn't me putting my work down. I worked hard, and I'm going to own that. But what being a Vat Mitzvah is to me, it's learning. It's growing mentally as a person. It's the prideful feeling you get when everyone's watching you like now. Albeit, I am still a lot nervous, or a bit anxious. But no one made me do this. I could have done no work and just not done it. But it was actual Hebrew, and even more than that, it was Torah. Being a Vat Mitzvah isn't getting a talit or anything like that. It's all of your hard work paid off and you being happy because you did that. I just got up here, kicked all of the anxiety and stress and fear about everything that's been bugging me for who knows how long in the face. And I did my best to recite and chant my Torah portion. I did it. I did it! I did it! That's what becoming a Vat Mitzvah is to me. It's getting it done, finished, you completed it. And I feel proud of myself because it was fun. The Torah portion I just chanted is called Shemini, and it is not the one we traditionally chant the Shabbat, but it's the one I did last year, which is the date all of your kippahs say. So yeah. The portion is from the book of Leviticus, which is the third book in the Torah, and it is set when the children of Israel have already escaped Egypt. So after the plagues and opening the water, they have also received the 10 Commandments. Leviticus is focused on the proper way to make sacrifices and offerings, and when I first got the booklet, I thought that was kind of lame. Then I read it. It's not lame. So there's this man named Aaron, and Aaron was a high priest, so he was very important. And Aaron had 2 sons, Nadav and Abihu, who were next in line to be the high priest. Normally it's the oldest child, but if you know anything about Judaism, that doesn't happen. Jacob and Esau getting cheated out of their birthright, the oldest son was killed in the plagues. Basically, firstborn sons, you guys are all unlucky. I'm lucky because I'm a female, so we're safe. Thank you, chromosomes. Back to the story. Nadav and Abihu wanted to help out, like normal kids do. So they put some of the fire in a pan and put some incense in it so it smelled good. The boys bring the alien fire to God, and that's a term I've been told to remember many times. Alien fire. Not alien as in a creature from Star Wars or Spaceballs or E.T., but alien as in different or unusual. Perceived as different or unusual. Not different by nature, but being perceived by society as such. And they offered the fire to God. A kind gesture, right? That's what you'd expect. They were engulfed by the fire and killed instantly. Nice. Now, many rabbis are confused or disagree on what they did wrong. And a few think it was something not in line with Judaism, a different God per se. So that would spark the question, what line did they cross? And more importantly, where is the line? And if you're familiar with the human race, which I hope you all are, we cannot decide on things easily. Personally, I think it was taken a little too far. I understand that there seems to be this odd connection with God and fire, this Moses in the burning bush, candles, melting the gold down into a statue, but sometimes you can overuse a good thing. And burning 2 kids alive is a little far when they were just trying to help. Rules are something everyone knows. There's rules at home, school, temple, in games. Rules are everywhere, and it's not that hard to remember them. I know that I personally can remember rules for school, games, and both my mom and dad's houses. And if Nadav and Abihu were the children of the high priest, they would 100% know these rules. They would have worshipped and listened to God like they were asked, doing everything as they told, but were still punished. Not even punished, killed in a gruesome way. It's not funny to go out in fire. It might look cool, but it's not. I know someone's going to disagree with me, but think about it like this. It's insane that Wicked infected thousands of people with the flare, tore kids away from their parents, and sent them into mazes, not to mention the other trials they had them do. Or the fact that it was way out of bounds for Dumbledore to raise 2 generations, only for them both to be in a war, and he's still looked at like a hero? Like, seriously, he's not a hero! But that's okay, right? Because God can do no wrong? I dare say, killing 2 kids for helping out is pretty wrong. Now, before you disagree, think of it like this. Let's say someone else did it. Someone else burned 2 kids alive. They would be criticized, yelled at. They'd get a death sentence or jail for life. But this is God, and that can't happen. But it's fine because of all the good things he's done. What's the cost of the good things? Who's died for others to live? Who has been killed for the only person deemed worthy by the same person who did the killing to move on? Where is the line? And if there is one, where does the line go from savior to villain? From creator to destroyer? From family to just blood? From God to Titan? Moving on to something slightly more lighthearted. I get to thank people. I want to thank the Sisterhood for the Kiddush Cup and the men's group for the Tanah. Thank you for the gifts, and I cannot wait to incorporate them in my family's holidays. I want to thank Randy Bishop for being so amazing. Thanks, Mom. For being so amazing and on top of everything. The board of directors for directing everything and having it run smoothly. Cantor Lenny, thank you for not once, but twice running through all of this with me and still being so patient and kind throughout the entire thing. Rabbi, I don't exactly know where to start, but you always make Temple such a fun experience and make it so welcoming for everyone. Thank you so much. I want to thank my grandma Barbara for the incredible talit she gave me. Thank you for being the person who presented it to me. It means so much to me. It's so beautiful and I love it. Thank you for taking me on all of the adventures and going everywhere with me. I've learned so much from being with you. Thank you to my Aunt Amy and Em for flying out here and coming. I know living across the country is hard, but it means a lot to me that you made it. Thank you, Em, for making the greatest brownies and soup known to man. You are so funny and kind, and I love you. Thank you, Amy, for letting us stay at your house and play with the dinosaur phone and taking me to the cursed child and being one of the coolest aunts ever. And Becca, thank you for being one of the most amazing cousins in the entire world. My friends, who I can't get rid of after over a year in quarantine. You guys must really love me. You guys are all so amazing, and this past year would have been horrible without you. Jenna and Kai and our crazy messages, Tam and his genius with tech and movies and recommendations, Audrey and her kindness, and everyone with their humor. I love you guys. Tam, Kai, Audrey, Ava, Nate, Jenna, Arel, Chris, Zoe, Stella, I don't know if I already said Jenna, Emma, Erica, Noah, Gabby, and so many others. I love you guys. Jenna, you've been my best friend since 3rd grade. We met in there. Since we met, I don't know if I'm still able to understand how kind and compassionate you are with your jokes and your talent. You are one of my closest and best friends, and I love you with all my heart. I've known you for 5 years, and it feels like way longer. You are my Roman, and I couldn't think of anyone else to be him. I love you more than anything. Thank you, Princey. I love you. Chris, you're one of, if not my best friend, in the whole gigantic, ever-expanding, terrifying universe, and I wouldn't give that up no matter what. You're amazing, and you are the Will Graham, and I'm Beverly Katz. Our conversations, both on Discord and real life, are amazing. You are that rainbow rock of joy that has me tethered to the ground no matter what. I love you so, so much. And my parents and little brother, Dad. We've definitely had our moments over the past 2 years, huh? Thank you for showing me things. The Simpsons, Supergirl, The Flash, countless Disney movies. We might not have watched through all of them or even enjoyed them, but it's always been cool to see the things that you enjoyed as a kid with your mom and dad and sister. Thank you for literally pushing me down a hill so I could learn how to ride a bike. And this might be the only time I will ever admit this out loud, so savor the moment. Your dad jokes are really, really funny, and I like them. Oh God, I said that out loud. Gavin, you might be annoying some of the time, but that doesn't change the fact that you are so funny and amazing at video games. I don't exactly know what you're doing most of the time, but it looks cool, so I'm going to say you're good at it. Your abstract art is amazing, and it's going to stay on my wall even when I have to move out. Tiny Gavin's drawings with so much color and beauty. Little kids see things that no one else can, and I feel like it's something about growing up that you lose some of that, and so I'm glad that I have you to remind me of it. You're so fancy with your suit and your tie, and I'm never going to forget the time that I accidentally punched you after you yelled in my ear, causing you to fall into the back seat and start laughing so hard I thought you couldn't breathe, while Mom and I are sitting in the front, thinking, oh wow, we just punched him, why is he laughing? You are the emo lord of so many things, but you're also the same kid who stole my magic treehouse and land of storybooks, stops me so bluntly when you don't want to hear about Luna and Ginny, will insist you won't laugh for the whole dinner, and then spit out your water 3 seconds later because of Mom and I. You are so amazing and funny and fun, and you will forever be my little brother. I love you so much. Last but not least, Mom. I had to pause before I continued this paragraph sitting in my room because I didn't know what to put. For as long as I can remember, you've always supported my ideas and me as a person. You signed me up for parkour. You offered to edit my stories. You read my poetry. You helped me hang stuff in my room. Listened to me talk about the books I read. Oh, that's flying. Even if you didn't have any interest in them, and you read the whole Maze Runner trilogy and are watching The 100 with me because I talked about it so much. I can't say thank you because those words can't express how thankful I am. It's a weird feeling not knowing what to say. Normally it's easy, and then I'm sitting there in my room trying to figure out how to thank a person. I write so much and in so detail, I don't know how to thank my own mom. Wow. You always made me redo the thank you cards because it's important to show thanks, and no one can read your handwriting. Fair, but I can't read yours half the time. And I guess it's something to think of, because in a year or so, you're going to sit Gavin and I down at the dinner table and go into an insanely detailed retelling of today, like you do every April 1st and February 28th. Or whenever someone brings up the story of you sitting in a trunk in a car as a kid, or the time Gavin had to get stitches during my first improv performance. You tell stories a lot. You're so funny and smart and brave and original. And I can't express my feelings with just words because no matter how many times I've come back to this document from the day I wrote it to the day I'm standing up here reading it, I know I'm never going to be able to show in words the love I have for you. You've taught me so many lessons, and you can only control your own reaction has helped me in so many more scenarios that I would care to say out loud. And I guess I love how you always wake me up by singing on my birthday, and how you don't try to embarrass me in front of my friends, and you always listen to me. And you're so quick to use the right name and pronouns for all of my friends, even though it's confusing. And you care so much. I love you so much, and you're the greatest mother ever. There's literally no competition, none. No one else can compete. Sorry, Grandma. Sorry, Em. Thank you all. Love you. Do I sit down?
No.
Oh, sweet. Oh yeah, use the microphone because you're short.
Sorry about the candy falling out. It fell out of my shirt. Gavin's speech. Thank you. Hold this.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you for being an awesome sister. You are funny and cool. I like when we hang out when you choose to leave your cave, also known as your room. Jaden, you helped me when times felt rough and made me feel safe. I'm proud of you becoming a Vat Mitzvah, and I think you'll do great things in life. Thank you for everything. You are the best sister I could ask for. I love you.
I love you too. You don't get to escape this easily. You got up.
I need my mask.
Totally. Okay.
So like grandma, I will probably cry.
Oh, I knew that was happening.
All right. So I'm not that short.
Sadly.
I'm not that tall. So I'm going to talk to you because I don't care about the rest of them right now.
That's rude.
I don't care. You know me.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to read what I wrote because I think what you have said today and the way that you express yourself and the way that you understand this religion and your place in the world is so unique and so profound that I think you taught everyone here and everyone at home true lesson. You entered this world on April 1st. I thought your mother was joking. There was no doubt in my mind that you were not coming early by 2 weeks, but you did. And you have moved the earth to your will every step of the way. You are a soul like no other. You have been my rock for many, many years. And I'm really, really, really unbelievably proud of you today.
Thank you.
I love you so much.
I love you too.
And I told you, I didn't read any of it.
Yeah. You wrote it like 2 days ago too. Why is your font so small?
I don't know, it's probably why I can't see anything.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for coming today. It is so wonderful to see our friends and our family and on Zoom as well.
Get a microphone.
Oh, I need the microphone. I just think I'm always loud enough, you know?
You're a teacher.
My dear, sweet Jaden. When I was pregnant with you, I had incredibly vivid ideas of who you would be. You would be a redhead, obviously, and you would love ballet. So essentially, I envisioned you as a carbon copy of me. I have never been so happy to be wrong in my life. Because you, my love, are so uniquely you. A voracious reader, a commanding writer, and a keen commentator on today's societal landscape. You dive into what fuels you with a vigor that one can hardly keep up with. Oh, sorry. I jumped ahead. Because you, my love, are so uniquely you, and your uniqueness is a blessing in this world. Your personality was evident at a young age, and your likes and dislikes were abundantly clear. You never slept because there was too much to do. You were your own social secretary, marching up to the parents of your preschool friends to arrange play dates on your own. This quality of autonomy and independence has shaped you into something fierce. A voracious reader, a commanding writer, and a keen commentator on today's societal landscape. You dive into what fuels you with a vigor that resembles that of an Olympian racer running at breakneck speed. Slow down, my darling, so that the world can hear your voice. Your words are so poignant and so thoughtful. You have a kindness and a gentleness about you, a compassionate daughter, an amazing older sister, a trusted friend, and the Pied Piper of little kids who flock to you on the playground as you amaze with your flips and tricks. You draw people to you, and they bask in your glow. Today, as we stand together, live and on Zoom, as we watch in awe and admiration as you become a Vat Mitzvah, I try and think of what advice could I give? What direction should I steer you in? As you stand here, an adult in the eyes of God, what can I do or say to ensure your success in life? Your path will not always be easy. Already you have experienced so much that I wish I had had the ability to shield you from. But like the phoenix who rises from the ashes, you continue to burn brightly, taking these experiences and using them as fuel to drive you forward as you carve your place in life. I admire you so much, Jaden. You have a courage of conviction, which means that you have the confidence to do what you believe is right, even though other people may not agree or approve. This confidence has been echoed many times today. This takes a strength that so many lack, and to have this quality at such a young age shows only a glimmer of the greatness you will achieve in life. So what advice is there that I can give you as we stand before your family, your congregation, your friends? What wisdom can I impart as you go upon this next chapter of your life? The same that I have always said. Say please and thank you. Know you can only control your own reactions, not others. Get sleep. Eat well. Drink water. Be kind. And above all else, be uniquely you.
Dying, I swear. Am I supposed to sit down?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Not yet.
Don't cry, you'll ruin your makeup, said by the 10-year-old.
Jaden, I close my eyes and I'm transported back to 27, 28 years ago. That's when your mom and your dad and we all crossed paths back at Camp Eisner. Who would have known at that point in our lives that we would be standing here today witnessing this extraordinary young person impart wisdom, joy, humor, and depth all at once. Rabbi Lawrence Kushner talks about invisible lines of connection, that things that happen in one point of our lives are somehow through some strange and beautiful way connected to things that happen in another part of our lives. And I think back to Camp Eisner, and I think to right here and right now, and the extraordinary journeys that each of your parents took and that I took that brought us to this extraordinary time. Sometimes the journey is filled with so much joy and growth. And like with every journey, there are difficulties along the way. But they are still invisible lines of connection. You wrote so beautifully in your words about how we may not know when we cross the line or when we don't cross the line. How we may agree or disagree with what God does or what the universe does. Each of these steps that we take in our journey is testing those boundaries, is trying to understand where do I step within, where do I go with outside of that boundary, but always knowing, dear Jaden, that there is a holy connection, even when we cross the boundary, even when we go through difficult times, that there's still a holy connection that will tie us and bind us together. You are a blessing on so many levels. And we promise you that as you go through these difficult years of adolescence that we all have been through, they're not easy. As you go through this, as you go through life's journeys, as you wonder, why am I going through this difficult time? Know that there is an invisible line of connection, that once you get to another point in life, you look back on your journey and you'll say, that may have been hard, but here I am. Just like you did in your speech, you did it, you made it, and you're gonna allow our light, through your light, to grow. You said in your speech about Jenna that you met right there.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's the beauty of these connections that we have, whether at Temple Akiba or through camp or through other Jewish venues. Hold close to those. Keep them inside of your soul, because those are the blessings that will bring you through those difficult as well as those beautiful life moments. One final thought. The Torah portion that would have been assigned for today is Nasel, and it's got the most beautiful blessing of all blessings in it, which you will receive soon. You're going to hear it twice today, once right now and once in a little bit. We want you to take it to heart. Jaden, the blessing in your portion goes like this. May God bless you and keep you. Think about what that means, to be blessed and to be kept. We're not talking about the God of your portion that, zaps people, okay? May God bless you and keep you. May God's light always shine through you the way it does, uniquely you. And may God always lead you to shalom, to peace. And the only way that God will do that is by you living your life the way you do, to your true, authentic self. We love you, and we're so proud of you. And thank you for bringing us to right here and right now.
Thank you.
Cantor?
Jaden, today you showed us that you are a true person of Yisrael. So Yisrael, the actual name Yisrael, comes from Yashar El, which means to struggle with God. And in your speech, you showed us that you struggled with God, that you struggled with this story. And I thought that was so incredible. You didn't just agree and say, oh, this was great, but you had a problem with that. And that's what this religion is about, is challenging and criticizing and agreeing at times too, but going through and really thinking deeply about our Judaism. And you did that today. You showed us how mature and how confident you are and how much of a deep thinker you are. And I was just in awe of what you had to say today. You were miles beyond what a normal 13, 14-year-old would be able to share with their bar and bat mitzvah journey. So, wow. Thank you so much for being our teacher, for being our rabbi, for inspiring us with your words, with your wisdom, and with who you are. We're so proud of you. Mazel tov.
Thank you so much.
We're going to invite you in front of the open ark. And even though it's going to be open, we ask everyone to remain seated except for your mom and your dad and your brother. And Craig, I believe you have a special talit. Was it your dad's talit? And we're going to drape this over you as we offer you this blessing.
Keeps doing the thing that you said happened to you. This is the one that you guys couldn't find. Yeah.
Good job.
Thanks.
Wow.
Kevin.
Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'choneka.
May God's light shine upon you and be gracious unto you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'asem lecha shalom. Shalom.
May God's light always shine upon you and grant you the most precious gift, the gift of shalom, of peace.
Amen.
Hugs and kisses, everyone.
Oh, wow, you're strong.
I'm very
Proud of you, Jaden. Thank you. Love you.
all right, cool.
I think now I want to fall into the Torah.
Jaden, you're going to stay here.
Right, the real Vat Mitzvah is tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is just a practice go.
What an honor now it is to call forward, and Alex, he's in person, so not on Zoom, our Vice President of Administration, Jeff Reynolds, who is here representing our board today. Jeff, Shabbat Shalom. Come on up. Over
Should I
there,
get my
yeah.
mask?
And you can take your mask off of this.
I can take it off over here?
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of like being the announcer on The Price is Right. Thank you very much for a wonderful service. As the cantor said, I have not seen many like it, and it's impressive to see someone of your youth thinking greater thoughts than most of us can accomplish. I think you've done a wonderful job, and on behalf of the board, we congratulate you. We thank everybody who has come, either via the in-person route or on Zoom. It makes it important. It brings God into the room. You've all done wonderful jobs introducing sections of Torah. Again, one thing that we do as members of the board of directors is we give you the official certificate of Vat Mitzvah. Until you get this, it isn't real. Here you go.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Now I can yell I did it.
Yes.
Whew.
And because we live in a virtual world, we've also given you a virtual tree in Israel.
Thank
And
you so much.
it's being planted in your honor, in honor of what you accomplished and what your family helped you to accomplish. We're very, very proud of you, and we couldn't
Thank you
thank
so
you
much.
enough for making this a special day.
you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Jeff. We appreciate it. Jaden, a couple of other items. These were presented last night from our sisterhood, Women of Reform Judaism. You've got your Kiddush cup, and that you can use, as you said in your speech, for all the great occasions. And from our men's group, you have a Tanakh. And may you read that not only in good health, but in all health, that can follow you along every life moment. We've got one additional tradition, and that is the signing of our Ledova scroll.
I'm just gonna move this over here so I don't.
So we've got a special scroll here at Temple Akiba. It says here, our light shines brighter together. That is our temple tagline. And every person who becomes a bar or bat mitzvah at Temple Akiba has the opportunity to sign this. So let's get our special signing pen, which is over here.
Oh my God, Ryan Vermette did this before me.
Yes, he did.
I'm older than him. Hey, Jenna, I found you.
So you are going to sign this, right? Ella Senelik was the last person who became a bat mitzvah here. And then there's a couple of other family members of hers who signed as well. You're going to sign right here. And the date?
5/22.
Terrific. Mazel tov.
Thank you.
So we're going to invite the congregation to rise once again for our concluding prayers, the Aleinu. It's on page 282.
Yes.
282. Jaden? Board up there.
I get to do it.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latik gedula leoser reishin, shelo asanu kugei ha'aratzot, velo samanu kimishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam. V'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim livnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu Yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad.
Bless you.
As we prepare for Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish, we begin with a reading on page 291. Very powerful reading by Hannah Senesh, who was in the Haganah, fighting for freedom for what was not yet Israel by fighting against Nazis during the Second World War. She wrote, "There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light, long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. We remember, especially at this time, those in your family who have died, who continue to shine upon this space from their space, including Jerry Edson, Jerry Abrams, and Tyler Edson. May their memories always guide us with peace. On page 294, we read together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'yamad divrach rotei v'yamich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon, uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, v'yalau v'yizman kariv imru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam u'amei omaya. Yiparach v'yishtabach, yitfa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. Yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal. Shemei t'kudashah b'richu. Le'ilam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Damiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'imru amen. May the one who causes peace to be known in the high heavens help us understand that by reaching out to one another, we will create peace on earth. For all Israel and for all humanity, we say,
Amen.
Amen. Craig, Courtney, Gavin, come back up with your daughter, your sister.
I would hope so.
And we're going to ask everyone to remain standing for our closing. Cantor, what are we closing with today?
We are closing with the singing of Oseh Shalom. It's the last couple of lines of the prayer that we just read. There's a lot of hand clapping involved. So if you have books, put your books down so we can get ready to sing along and clap along.
Yes.
Oseh Shalom b'mroma, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu. Oseh Shalom b'mroma, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu. Oseh Shalom b'mroma, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Oseh Shalom b'mroma, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu. Oseh Shalom b'mroma, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu. Oseh Shalom b'mroma, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
So just one more word. A thank you to Elijah Sales, who welcomed us in today as an usher. We really appreciate it, Eli. And to Jaden, Mazel Tov to you. What an extraordinary morning this was. Mazel Tov and Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom, humans.
After I'm an alien.
No, you're an attack helicopter.
How did that happen?